Hi guys, good evening, and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I will be doing my episode review for the latest episode of the Terror Infamy, which just dropped a few minutes ago. I just got done watching it. Yikes, you'd think we'd catch a break with the intensity that was last week's episode, but it's like the intensity train did not stop and it just threw another bombshell at us, another awesome episode. Now, before I begin, of course, please be warned, this is a spoiler-filled episode review. Again, if you haven't seen this episode of The Terror Infamy, if you're not caught up by this episode or the past several ones, don't keep watching or listening as I will be going into spoilers, big plot details, and of course big character reveals. So you have been warned. That being said, let's jump right into it. First off, disgusting but awesome opening sequence where Yurei possessed a doctor to Frankenstein her body back together, and then in typical Yurei fashion had the doctor kill himself by sticking a syringe or a scalpel right in his neck. And then she literally gets up off the operating table and she is literally Frankenstein pieced back together. And then like the best she can do in terms of effort to disguise herself is to just put on a ton of makeup to look as human as possible. It's nasty and it was awesome. I absolutely loved it. The rest of this episode, my God, I thought we might catch a break with how intense the last episode was. That was all dedicated to the Yurei. But I get it. This week's episode was about reminding us just the ugliness of human nature and what horrible, despicable things human beings are capable of in the worst circumstances. And, there's really no excuse or justification for it. People are going to do terrible things regardless of circumstance. But this episode reminded us that people are just as scary as the monster or as the Yurei, and that's exactly what this was. Poor Amy and her boyfriend were trying to do the right thing and getting, these sick patients, most of them children, since an outbreak of TB had broken out in the camp, and of course the major was being a prick by not letting anybody go. And then he has about an experience with the Yurei, and I'm not so entirely sure that he's convinced himself that it wasn't real. I think there's a good chance that a part of him believes that what happened to him was real, but he's just in denial about it, or he doesn't want to believe it himself. But that's not really the issue I took with him. This character I was rather indifferent about up until now. And I thought, he was going to let that guy live, and then when he sends the two soldiers inside, I'm like, nope, that's it. He's going to just straight up murder him. No prison, just straight up execute him. That was dark, very dark. And so now I really don't like him because he's kind of an evil bastard. But I am intrigued that if the Yurei isn't his downfall, then maybe something else is. Because we got that glimpse of the tape recorder thing that was in his file cabinet. I don't know if he put it there or if somebody else did, but obviously Amy knew about it. And I'm assuming she's the one who placed it underneath his cabin to record all his words. Maybe her hope is to record him catching something to incriminate himself, admitting to basically the murder of that poor young man, or how shitty he just runs the whole camp or something. But if the Yurei doesn't get him, hopefully justice will. And I also like the fact that Chester has escaped. I hated how he parted with his parents, when he's like, you have anything you want to say to your parents? My parents are dead. I was just like, ouch, that was hurtful. I mean, damn, man, I get it. You're mad, but these people raised you. Come on, But, you just feel for him, too. You're like, okay, yeah, they kind of lied to him his whole life, but, they had good intentions, right? But damn, that was hurtful to hear him say that. But overall, solid episode, some great acting, some really intense emotional stuff, some intense standoffs between Ken and the Major, of course, when he's holding him at gunpoint. And C. Thomas Howell did an excellent job playing a complete prick in this episode. And I'm hoping that he has another encounter with the Yurei in the future, and maybe this time it'll be a bit more lethal where he doesn't quite walk away from it. But, and then then, of course, the Yurei has not given up her pursuit of Chester. And now we have another bombshell. He's got a twin brother out there somewhere. And maybe the Yurei knows about him. Maybe she doesn't. And maybe he can, if he reunites with his brother together, they can stop the Yurei. Or at least maybe he can redirect the Yurei's energy and focus from him to his twin brother, which would be kind of a dick thing to do, but who knows what his plan is. But yeah, this show, man, wow, it just does not let up, and I love that. That's kind of like how the first season was with like the Arctic, the doomed Arctic journey, and I'm just loving that this show isn't letting up, and it gives you a chance to breathe in between commercial breaks, but like for the rest of the episode, you're just like, well, guys, what did you think of tonight's episode? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you expecting more, expecting less? I want to hear your thoughts, opinions, and your feedback down below in the comments section. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an awesome rest of your night. The Terror Infamy drops new episodes every Monday night on AMC. I believe we only have 3 left, I believe. Yep, so episodes 8, 9, and 10. Wow, only 3 left of this season. It's going to get even more intense from here. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great rest of your night. And, of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.